Good morning. How are you today? Okay, so it's not really the morning here. It's 6:57 p.m. here in Ireland, and the clouds. It's getting dusky, and the clouds are orange. I wanted to say hi to you, and I wanted to ask you nothing. I wanted to invite you to listen to me talk about promises. Promises. A lot of people hold other people to promises. Personally, I don't, and I don't promise things myself. I think it's a concept in society that we are conditioned to believe in and act out. And what it does is it creates a whole lot of emotional heaviness with people and in relationships with people, friends, family, like romance. You see, we become attached to what others have promised, and we get heavy on them. There's like, if we try and control them to live up to the promise. You see, what happens in life is, and we all know this, everything is changing, including our emotions and other people's emotions, and other people and our own emotional and mental state. And see, one day it changes. So what we might want to do one day isn't necessarily what's going to happen the next day, or what we want to do the next day. So often people say they will do something, or they might promise, or even if they say they'll do something but it's not called a promise, but they say make an arrangement with somebody. And I like to always give people the full freedom to say no to me, or to start with, or to change their mind if they do decide to make an arrangement with me. I don't mind if they change their mind. At the end of the day, I want them to be happy. And if they change their mind, then I'm happy that they've found something better to do, or that they're honouring their feelings and current mental and emotional state. And they might happen to be upset or tired or stressed about something. So now they don't want to do what they were going to plan to do with me, and that's fine with me. Who am I to try and then bully them or force them to do what I want to do, which is selfishly mean, uncaring and unloving and inconsiderate towards how they are feeling, you know. So even if they, let's say, just found something better to do. Okay, and I'm not going to be always making arrangements with them if they're always doing this, just cancelling all the time, or obviously I want a friend who's caring and towards me and considerate towards me too, so they're not going to be just always carelessly making plans with me and then changing. I know people who are trustworthy and people who aren't trustworthy. Not that I'm going to hold a label or put that on somebody. If somebody isn't if someone's like depressed or something like that, or out of sorts mentally and emotionally, and if I know that they're not able to live up, if they're always changing a lot and cancelling, then obviously I'll know not to be making plans with them necessarily. At least not to expect them to go through. So look out for this in yourself, with promises or not promises. Just try and love and care for other people and be considerate towards them. So if you really think you can't live up with a plan or an arrangement, you can either say that to the person and make it pencil in something. That's the way I like to do it. Okay, ma'am, or whoever, we'll pencil in this. So I know sometimes she ends up being tired, or then she gets tired easily, or whatever else. Or maybe me in the past, I might have gotten tired easily, or whatever. Maybe some people get stressed easily, or challenges at work, or so I pencil things in with people, and they can change, and maybe they won't. Maybe most of the time they won't, but maybe sometimes they will. I got cancelled on 4 times or something like this week by the same person. But that's okay. No hard feelings whatsoever. No heaviness. Totally fine. And after the 3rd time she cancelled, she said, "Oh, I promise I'll make it tomorrow." And I then later on said, "No, don't worry. There's no pressure there. Like, if something happens or something comes up, you're still free to change your mind. No problem at all." So that night she happened to get a really, really poor sleep, and she said, "Owen," in a text message, "you wouldn't believe it. I got a really bad sleep." And these things happen. Like, I'm not going to try and control her and get her to do what I want. The guidance system should be, things should feel emotionally light if there isn't ego attached. If there isn't ego there isn't attachment, neediness there. I.e. neediness and attachment also mean emotional dependency. So if that's not there, Then there's lightness, just feeling fine. There's no pressure, no control, no manipulation. You're in a relationship with somebody, like any relationship, friend or etc. You're in a relationship if both of you happen to want the same thing at the same time, then great, let's celebrate and have a good time. But if one of you doesn't, then let the other person give the person who does want to give the person who doesn't want to the freedom to be able to say no without any pressure or control or manipulation. They have the freedom to say no, or they have the freedom to change their mind, and then you can be friends the next day or the next moment or the next afternoon or the next evening when you want to make a plan again, you know, when you're both feeling good. When you're both feeling good. So you're both feeling good, and then you can do stuff together instead of just one person wanting to get their way when they feel good, but the other person who doesn't feel good, they have to be tagged along. But that doesn't mean you can't necessarily ask the person, hey, you sure? Like, come on, are you sure you're not able, or is there anything I can do to help? And then we can both do it. So you can always try and talk to the person, communicate, try and understand each other more. But it's just that there's no heaviness, and you're not trying to be selfishly mean and controlling. There's a lightness. So that's it. Hope this made some sense to some people. So I'd just say, always question your conditioning and programming, any thoughts in society. I'm just in favour of emotional lightness and friendship between people, camaraderie, where if something happens to change, and life is always changing, in the next moment you can be making a new plan without any baggage or resentment or blame or bitterness from the past. Light, emotionally light. Understand things change and understand people change. So you understand that, and so there's emotional lightness, and there's still a friendship there. There's no like name calling or talking about people behind the back or criticising. That's just the ego, you know, trying to be the victim. Be the victim of an event. To create a sense of who you are, who you think you are, who you feel you are, based on being the victim in this situation. Where in fact you're not your name, you're not your body. You are a life form, awareness, being at the back of everything. So you're not your name at all, you're not your body at all, you're not your gender at all. So thanks for watching. Thanks for sharing your time with me. Thank you for sharing this video with other people. You're welcome to subscribe. Any Facebook watchers, if you subscribe, you shall see in YouTube, when you click on subscriptions, any of my upcoming new videos. You'll see it first. You'll see it before I even share it on Facebook. You're all welcome to check out my channel. You can see lots of other videos I did on awareness, on love and light, and understanding and relationships, spirituality, so to speak. And much love to you, and thanks again for joining me. I hope you have a nice day, and I wish you lightness and love and understanding. Adios amigos, bye bye. My beautiful flowers, they're so pretty. My beautiful. See ya.